There are moments in royal history when a varying changes in a single breath, when a title, a name, or a crown is no longer just a symbol, but the line between power and nothing. And according to words going around through palace hallways, that moment has finally arrived for Meghan Markle. Insiders say the message has been delivered quietly but firmly. The tit-leaf duchess that she built her entire public identity upon is slipping away. And this time it is not coming back. Sources claim Meghan never imagined a world where she would be stripped of the name that opened doors, sold magazine covers, and kept cameras pointed in her direction. But the palace, under new and determined leadership, has made it clear thereof borrowed royalty is ending. Meghan is said to be devastated, stunned that the title she held on to more tightly than any royal before her may soon disappear forever. And as this truth settles, a bigger storm emerges. Because Seth's decision is not just about her. It is part of a sweeping royal order led by one man she cannot influence, cannot charm, and cannot manipulate. His name is Prince William. And this is where our story begins. Prince William has stepped into a role no heir has taken in generations. Insiders say he has begun the process to strip away royal titles from those who have damaged the crown's reputation. And at the top of that list stand Harry and Meghan. According to palace sources, William sees this move not as punishment, but as protection. The monarchy, already bruised by scandals and betrayal, cannot survive if its titles are used as weapons, brands, or marketing tools. The order sources claim is not symbolic. It is real paperwork, real signatures, and real consequences. This means Harry would no longer be a prince, no longer a duke, no longer an earl. He would simply become Henry Charles Albert David Mountbatten Windsor. Meghan, stripped of borrowed fame, would be known only as Mrs. Mountbatten Windsor, a name that erases the persona she has spent years building. For Meghan, this is the nightmare she feared more than public criticism, failed projects, or fading headlines. Without the title, she is no longer royal. Without the title, she is no longer special. And for the palace, that is precisely the point. William, according to those closest to him, has decided the monarchy must be cleaned, restored, and rebuilt, and that cannot happen while those who walked away still profit from the name they abandoned. William's determination comes with a shocking edge. He is willing to sacrifice even his own family to save the crown. Sources say he has accepted that his younger children, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, may one day live without titles until they choose to serve as working royals. This is Notinger. This is design. William believes a title must be earned, protected, and honored, not traded, sold, or used for fame. This mindset reveals the true divide between the brothers. Harry held onto titles while rejecting responsibility. William embraced responsibility, even if it means giving up titles. The contrast could not be more striking. Insiders say William has grown tired of scandals, tired of excuses, and tired of watching the institution his mother once carried with grace be dragged through chaos. The message is clear. The monarchy will not bend for Harry and Meghan. It will not soften. It will not wait. William has stepped forward as the future king, and a future king cannot hesitate. But to understand why William moved now, we must look at the spark that lit the fuse. The exploding scandals surrounding Kirk family. According to insider reports, shocking revelations involving Prince Andrew have resurfaced, including alleged lies about his connection to Virginia Roberts, financial ties to Jeffrey Epstein, and claims that police sources were used to attack accusers. Then comes Sarah Ferguson. Fergie, whose spending, dependence, and alleged acceptance of millions raised alarms within the palace. Some insiders believe its true amount goes far beyond what public has heard. The monarchy, already strained, could no longer shield these scandals without collapsing under the weight of public disgust. This was turning point. Sources say William realized that if the monarchy continued to protect those who abused status, it would lose all legitimacy. And once their fell under scrutiny, the Sussexes, already seen as disloyal, divisive, and self-serving, were next. The cleanup had begun. To understand Meghan's panic, We must understand her dependence. Sources say Meghan spent less than 2 years as an active member of the royal family. Yet, she built her entire public identity at around that brief window. She repeated these same stories, the same complaints, the same claims because without the royal connection, there was nothing left to tell. Insiders recall that during her pregnancy, Meghan rejected royal doctors, refused traditional protocols, and fueled doubts that now resurface in whispers about scans, secrecy, and a need to verify what could not be confirmed. Whether true or exaggerated, these doubts became part of the palace's growing discomfort. Control was slipping, narratives were being manipulated, and the crown was being used as a stage prop. Then comes the most revealing twist. Sources claim Meghan attempted to trademark Duchess of Sussex and even changed her legal last name to Duchess of Sussex, not as a title, but as a surname. This was seen by the palace as the final insult, turning royalty into branding. That was when William reportedly stepped in. According to insiders, he told Harry that nothing belonging to their mother, Princess Diana, no jewelry, no symbolism, no memory was to be associated with Meghan again. Word from royal circles says Meghan stopped wearing what she claimed was Diana's after that moment. To Meghan, this was more than a request. It was a reminder she was never Diana. She was never royal by right, and the title she held onto could vanish with a single declaration. William Meghan struggled with the thought of losing her Duchess identity. Harry faced a different fear, the terror of becoming ordinary. Sources close to palace circles say that once the titles are removed, Harry will no longer be known as Prince Harry, nor the Duke of Sussex, nor the Earl of Dumbarton. His full name would return to what it was before Dudleys ever touched him. Henry Charles Albert David Mountbatten Windsor. For most people, a name is just a name. But for Harry, this is the undoing of Alifi time. He was born a prince, raised a prince, and treated as a prince. Even when he rebelled, the title was his shield, his identity, his excuse, and his escape. Without it, he is simply Amin, a man with no military role, no royal duty, no profession, and no place in the institution he abandoned. Insiders say Harry has sensed this coming, which is why he has moved closer to King Charles in recent months. Word from palace observers suggests that he believes Charles will protect him, soften the blow, and delay the decision, but William is not Charles. William has already shut the door, locked it, and bolted it from the inside. The brothers who once walked behind their mother's coffin now walk on opposite sides of a collapsing bridge. And Harry, for the first time in his life, has no way to cross back. If losing her own title shook Meghan, losing her children's titles shattered her completely. Sources claim Meghan built her future on the belief that Archie and Lilibet would grow up as a prince and princess, symbols of heritage, status, and importance. She imagined their names opening doors, commanding attention, and securing a legacy she could never achieve on her own. But insiders say William's reforms will reach even further. Archie would no longer be a prince. Lilibet would no longer be a princess. Their names would be rewritten as ordinary children of ordinary parents. Children who live outside the monarchy, outside the lineage, and outside the succession. Word from royal watchers suggests that Meghan took this as a personal eraser, not only of her children, but of herself. Without royal children, she isn't a royal mother. Without a royal family, she's just another celebrity wife. And the palace, according to sources, knows this is her deepest fear. Meanwhile, the contrast is striking. William's own children are expected to thrive regardless of titles. Charlotte and Louis, sources say, will grow up confident, secure, and whole. Because William believes identity comes from character, not status. For Meghan, identity comes from status, and without it, she has nothing to stand on. There are turning points in history that arrive without ceremony, not with trumpets, but with the closing of a door. And according to palace insiders, that moment has come. Prince William now stands as the force shaping the monarchy's future, cutting away the damaged branches so the crown may survive. The York scandals exposed Thuiacness. Parliament's warnings added the pressure. Meghan's obsession with titles lit the fuse. Harry's abandonment fed the flames. And now the titles Satan's define them are slipping away like smoke from a dying candle. Sources describe Meghan pacing, calling, pleading, realizing the name she built a world upon is being erased. Harry remains silent, aware that nothing he says will change what is coming. And William, calm and steady, moves forward without hesitation. The announcement can't come quietly. It could come suddenly. It could come tomorrow. But only thing is certain. Once the titles fall, the illusion falls with them. The world will see who stood for the crown and who only stood in its shadow. And as the storm gathers over the monarchy, there is a final chilling truth whispered among those who know the system best. This is only the beginning.